Hello, everyone. I hope you all are blessed, and thank you all for who decided to watch and just analyze my video for this course. So anyway, my dissertation area is going to be on the religious dimensions of the abolitionist movement among white and black Christian ministers in the movement, and how they respectively applied their collective theologies to the issues of emancipation and enfranchisement for African Americans. So, with my research in general, what I've come across is that there is virtually no direct content that I've encountered that actually deals with this specific subject matter, so I am very excited about it. But anyway, I came across three articles that kind of delve into that general area about the grand scheme of things. The first work that I came across was the use of the New Testament in the American slave controversy by J. Albert Harrell. And basically, the argument that he presents is that the abolitionist movement, and particularly just in the 19th century in general, there was a massive shift away from biblical literalism, which is important for just understanding the religious dimensions of the abolitionist movement. Um, and so he explains this shift through the various schisms that occurred between denominations and the split with the anti slavery society between William Lloyd Garrison's group and others, and the introduction of European higher textual criticism. And there was a lot of different factors going into that he summarizes. Another article that I came across that lined directly up with what I'm gonna write about is Wolfgang Meter's article, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you," which is a centerpiece on Frederick Douglass, actually. And basically, what he writes about pertaining to Frederick Douglass is how he was known for using his knowledge of scripture and his application of it to strengthen his argument to give it its greatest credence towards slavery and the issue of civil rights for African Americans. And as a matter of fact, he quotes a December 28th, 1862 address that Frederick Douglass titled "A Day for Poetry and Song," where it seemed it was almost prophetic. But Frederick Douglass actually, in the address, talked about how, with the pending Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, the work of the abolitionist would not be done. That after slavery, the black community would still effectively be enslaved in the realm of racial oppression. And this would come to fruition, of course, with the issues that we see in Reconstruction. So it was a very interesting read and analysis. But lastly, probably the most interesting article that I came across was called "Quakers, Come-Outers, and the Meaning of Abolitionism in the Antebellum Free States." Ryan Jordan wrote this article, and basically he presents the of Protestant Christians actually treating abolitionism as a foreign entity or a foreign faith altogether, and not a benevolent ally where they could work together. And what's interesting is Miller points out how some black church leaders thought that with the antagonism of the abolitionist movement and their tactics, that anti-slavery meetings could not be held in the church because the church was meant to be a place of peace. And so what this basically reveals is that of the number of forces actually pushing against the abolitionist movement's core principles of immediate and uncompensated emancipation and the obstacles that they faced. And he brings this out through the example of the Quakers, actually, who were the earliest anti slavery proponents, particularly with the 1688 Germantown Quaker Proclamation against slavery, which I actually got to examine myself up at Haverford College, which that was surreal for me. I'm a nerd. I love historical documents. So I'm like, oh, anyway, not literally, but anyway, he uses primarily the example of the Quakers and how they opposed the abolitionists and their stances because of how it could result in their tactics could result in armed and violent conflicts when they were emphasized themselves as a group of people that advocated peace. So these elements together are really helping me to formulate my dissertation in my subject area to help me understand these social breakdowns and the issues that were at stake. So I'm just excited for where things are going. So thank you all for listening to what I had to say, and God bless you all. Until next time.